Hey, sorry it's been so long. Let's talk about audio interfaces. So one of the hardest things for content creators when they start their journey is picking the right audio interface. Now, whether this is just a USB microphone because it's plug and play, or an actual USB interface with XLR support, this could be a little tricky due to the fact that XLR interfaces typically can support more than one style of microphone, whether it's condenser or dynamic. Not only that, but you have to learn about 48 volt phantom power to power the microphone, and whether or not the preamp in your interface is strong enough to power those microphones. Now, it's safe to say a lot of content creators will just start with a USB microphone because of the fact that it's plug and play, but in the long term, that can actually be a hindrance to the way that you create due to the fact that it doesn't give you a lot of versatility with what you can do with that microphone. Here's where Elgato steps in. They made the Wave XLR. When I saw the reveal of the Wave XLR, I was immediately hooked, and the first thing that I looked for was whether or not it could power the SM7B, because if you don't know, the SM7B requires a lot of preamp power to actually boost the signal since it's so quiet. If you've ever looked into buying one, you know that most people recommend a cloud lifter so you can actually get that signal level to get boosted up so people can hear what you're doing. And that right there was already an immediate selling point. They wanted to give you the versatility of using a mixer, but with the simplicity of a plug and play audio interface. And it really does achieve just that. On the front, you have the knob, which controls everything you need it to right out of the gate. It controls the volume in your headphones, it controls the gain or the input sensitivity of your microphone, and it controls the mix of you hearing your microphone back in your headphones or what you hear from the computer back into your headphones as well. And on the back of it, it's just as simple. It's got a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, so it can pretty much support anything you throw at it. I use a Beyerdynamic DT770 Pros. They're the 80 ohm resistance ones, and they get powered more than plenty. They can definitely still deafen me with the power behind this interface. It comes with a USB-C to USB-A cable, and it comes with an XLR cable that also has 48 volt phantom power. So if you don't want to use a dynamic microphone like the SM7B or the RE20, you can use a standard condenser mic like the AT2020. But where this product really shines is its software with the Wavelink software. They basically took all the efficiency you needed from simple voice meter and slapped it into Wave XLR and then gave it a much more user-friendly interface. And this thing can control every single sound your computer makes, from your Discord audio to your Google Chrome browser to your system audio to your mic to your game audio. It can do literally everything and set one final mix out to OBS that makes it so you don't have to worry about whether or not your levels are going to be bad. Not only that, but they're also color coded, so it makes it really easy to identify. I think one of my favorite features about the Wave XLR software is that it gives you a double mix, so you can hear something different in your headphones than what chat wants to hear. So if you're playing copyright-free music on Twitch or YouTube, you can have the music louder in your headphones or quieter or off entirely if you want, while stream hears it or doesn't hear it at all. It's really whatever you want to set up for that scenario. But really where this software shines, and the reason I waited so long to make this video on this hardware specifically, is because of the new 1.4 software update where they included free VST plugins. Now, if you're not familiar with VST plugins are, I talked about them back in my Pro Audio for a microphone video. You can go check that out up over here. I think the card would go over here. But basically, a VST plugin is, instead of using a physical compressor or equalizer on your microphone, it's a free plugin that you literally put on there, and then you can sweeten your audio within the Wavelink software. You don't have to do it in OBS anymore. You don't have to do it through Voicemeeter. You can do it directly in the Wavelink. Everything you need to do for your stream audio is in this software. And I think my favorite part about the 1.4 update is that in the instance that you need to record raw audio for your microphone, you can actually delegate which audio input for your mic goes where. You could send that to an audio recorder like Audacity, and it will have no plugins on it. Or if you want Discord and Stream to hear all of those plugins, you can specifically have a dedicated output just for that to send it over to Stream. So you can have multiple outputs going at the same time and have different things hear different audio. And as a little bonus, if you don't want to get the Wave XLR, but you still want to use the Wavelink software, Elgato even includes this with their Wave microphones. So the Wave and the Wave 3, you can do everything I just said, even with a USB Wave microphone. Now, personally, I prefer dynamic microphones because they have a drier sound and it reduces the amount of room noise. Some people prefer condenser microphones just because they have a much more natural ambient tone to them. but I like the drier, more radio voiceover sound. And the best part is that the Wave microphones are USB based, so if you don't want to have to deal with the interface, it's literally just plug the mic in and then do all the sweetening inside of the Wavelink software. Hey, a couple quick things I wanted to talk about that I realized I didn't touch on in the video. First being the capacitive mute button on the top of the Wave XLR. It's literally just like your phone screen. You literally just tap it and it mutes on the fly. It's a really convenient feature if you have to hot mute really quick. It defaults to red and it is RGB programmable, which is a really nice feature. I just leave it to red because I don't really need to change it to anything else. The second feature, which was actually a big selling point for the Wave XLR, was its built-in clip card. Now the clip card basically says no matter how loud you get, it's going to make sure that you never get above a certain threshold, or in other terms, you're never going to hurt your viewers' ears because the clip guard will stop you from getting too loud. This is a really nice feature for people who don't really have a lot of advanced experience with things like limiters and compressors. It's a nice, simple way to just say, okay, I'm never going to get too loud and I don't have to worry about this anymore. And the third feature, which I want to talk about, is the Stream Deck integration. The really nice thing about the Stream Deck integration is you can set the volume on the fly, you can mute certain monitoring on the fly, you can adjust your submix on the fly. Pretty much this thing has all of the integrations that you could want to do on the fly, but built right into the Stream Deck, which is awesome because it's a native Elgato product, and Elgato's doing an awesome job making an ecosystem where everything works together. Now, I would say the real competitor to the Wave XLR is TC Helicon's Go XLR, but for the price point of $550 or maybe cheaper if you can find it and you're lucky, it doesn't offer nearly as many features as the Wave XLR does, solely due to the fact that Elgato has made a better ecosystem with combining it to the Stream Deck and being able to turn any mic you want into a USB microphone, basically. With all the VST plugins you get and all of the versatility of being able to control OBS as well as all of your Wavelink software on the fly with the Stream Deck, I really don't see the need to spend over $500 for something that gives you about half of the features that Elgato has to offer. So that's just a brief overview of the Wave XLR. Like I said, I'll do another video where I actually set it up. Because I do a dual PC streaming setup, I want to show you how to set everything up properly while using that. It is dual PC compatible. It is fully dual PC compatible. I am using just that on a dual PC setup where I can still send my microphone over to the gaming PC, just like all of my old videos. That's going to be a whole new dedicated video. If you liked today's video, please don't forget to like. If you want, subscribe to help support the channel. I also created 3 new channels that I'll leave in the link in the description down below, as well as the buttons here on the video, so you can subscribe to them if you want to get a little more content out of it. We're gonna go full bore this year. I'd really like to hit 100K subs if possible. We're almost at 10K right now, and I think with a lot of the content that I have planned, we're really gonna nail it out of the park this year. So thanks for watching. Sorry it's been so long, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.